Hello, my name is PIO Michael.
And I'm firefighter paramedic alligator.
Welcome to a Fleet Friday with Truck 56.
Taftville box alarm.
So this is Truck 56. She's a 2026 Pierce Enforcer TDA Tractor John Aerial 105. She covers the 5.6 box with engine 5.7 and engine 5.6. And we go to pretty much every call that requires a ladder in the box. I like to refer to her as a rescue with a ladder on it just because she can carry so much stuff that she pretty much has the same carrying capacity as a rescue, as one of our heavy rescues. So, yeah, I guess we can start it now. This is the engineer seat, the chauffeur. I call it the engineer. He drives the front of the beast, and he or she will talk to their tillerman in this back seat, which drives the back wheels. The reason why we chose a tiller for this station is because we are really narrow. We have a lot of row homes, and we're very industrial. We have multiple huge buildings, like across the street, for example. We have Trumick, the hospital, which is about 6 stories, and then you have a bigger factory closer to the water. So yeah, it was kind of a necessity to get a tractor drawn aerial, but yeah. So we go back here. It's just where our firefighters sit. She can sit 6 people, 2 facing the back, 2 facing the front, and she can also sit an officer, which we'll get to when we go around. In here, we just have Halligans. Nothing too simple, just easy force the door access for our firefighters. If you look in there, there's no clip-ins, and there's for Halligans and pike poles in there like we see in other rigs. We just didn't choose to have that option. Come here. It is where our engineer will be grabbing his gear. Engineers do not drive with their gear on. So he has his air pack, bunker pants, helmet, bunker shirt or whatever, bunker coat, and yeah. Come around back here. We have our ladder is our controls for the ladder. She's a stick, only stick in the county. Or conveniently, also, she's the only dry rig that we have outside of the rescue company. All of our other ladders and towers, for example, Tower 4 and Tower 6, they're wet rigs, so they can go to fires. We have a deck gun, Master Stream, but we can only take in water, can't pump it out, so that's where we can take in our 3-inch right there. Coming right back here, we have our stabilizers, our chocks, and our stabilizer pads. Stabilizer pads are to prevent the ground from getting damaged when we put down these very, very forceful outriggers. In here, we just have an hydraulic line. We can hook up to a K12, not a K12, a spreaders. Spreaders are cutters. Back here, we have a few things. Well, one of the big things, we have more Halligans, more brooms, a shovel, hammers, bolt cutters, everything, sawzalls, angle grinders, anything that really can like work in MVA pretty much. I mean, it can work a lot of stuff. That's our main utilities, along with some tool bags, some toolboxes, our RIT unit, which is a box for rapid intervention team. Rapid intervention team being the people that go in when a firefighter declares a mayday, and thank God that does not get used a lot. Here we have our 4-inch supply lines. They supply our rig, even though we don't have water, we can't pump out water. We still like to have those available. Like I said, walking rescue, we can have everything in this rig. It's so long. So here we have some propane, some spills, and some buckets, and then we have our tarps up top. This is mainly for hazardous materials. We would use a tarp or some buckets or just oil, fuel. Any leaks in the ground, we would use, but yeah, anything that involves leakage or liquids will be used. This compartment we'll use it in. These are our struts. We only find them on 2 other rigs, Squad 8 and Rescue 1. Those are the SOC guys, but we carry a lot of these large, small, medium of the regular struts, and then some large, small, mediums of the acro props. Up top here, we have our backboards and our RIT basket. RIT basket basically uses to carry out firefighter in the case of an in case of a mayday. That doesn't get used a lot, thank God. And then some backboards, which we use for patients. We here are mainly a BLS rig, basic life support. That is EMTB, because all firefighters in Taftville are EMTBs minimum. But since I'm paramedic and we have 2 other paramedics at the station, if I'm on shift that day, then we'll go in service as an ALS unit. But all rigs carry backboards. Here's our rehab unit. We have wipes, gloves, some medical, tape, clipboards, paper towels, and a blanket. We also have air packs in case anybody needs spare bottles. Spare bottles, not air packs. And then water, and then our Gatorade container. Going to here, we have fans, a lot of them. And here, we have our lights. This is basically just for scenes. We have our lights, some gas, and some caution tape. And if you could come up top here, we can see we have 2 coffin bins that lead to the same exact thing. So kind of just a connection thing. So here, more scene stuff. We have some 2x4s on top, and then we have some cones. That is just the scenes. And then we come around back here. We have our hydrant bags. We don't carry water, but since we are walking toolbox pretty much, then yeah, we need to have everything. If we are going to go on a fire call, we'd have engine 5.7 go. For now, they're our first due engine. Normally, they're our second out engine, but right now, engine 5.6 at the shop for some pump issues. So we only have engine 5.7 in service. Here we have our ladders. We have our 16, 24s, and 34s, everything. Then we have our pike poles, our roof hooks, our New York hooks, everything. We also have some tow hooks back here in case we know we have a issue where we need to get towed out of there. We haven't had an issue with this rig yet. She's pretty much brand new, and we like to keep it that way. So yeah. Come around to the start of the officer side. This is where the tiller man stores his gear, along with a chainsaw and another hydrant bag. Most of the time, the tiller man will get the water, but also some of the time, he just goes in. That's why he has a can right there. Easy access to go get water in the fire quick. Here, we have just more miscellaneous bags, some coverage here. And then we have a coffin box on top. So yeah, here's our rip baskets and backwards from last time. Same stuff. It connects to the other side. If you look in there, you can see. This is our MVA kit, pretty much. Everything that is in here will more than likely be used on an MVA. You got 2 chainsaws, a K12, which is a really heavy-duty saw, spreaders, cutters, and a generator. The spreaders and cutters are pretty well known even out of the fire service. These are these huge things that we can connect to one of those hydraulic lines that I showed you before. But yeah. Here is just our jacks and our holding jacks, and then our sandbags, and then more buckets pretty much. Uh, just more miscellaneous stuff that can be used at the scene of an MVA or in any other event, really. If we can open this. This is our cribbing. Cribbing is a bunch of miscellaneous 2x4s that can stop vehicles from moving. They're pretty much chocks, but it can also be used for a lot of other purposes. And then we have an air compressor, and then we have more pads to put stuff down on. But yeah. And here we have 2 cans. Cans being just cans of water, pressurized water that can just squirt on the fire. And then we have our more common fire extinguishers. We call them dry chems here because they contain dry ingredients. And that's what you're supposed to use on a grease fire. Never put water on a grease fire. But yeah. Also, if you'd come around here up top, we have another one of those hydraulic lines. We have 2 hydraulic lines on this unit. We're starting to phase out hydraulic use of hydraulic lines. And we're going to go with the onboard hydraulic units of the new K12s, but until then, we still have that. Yeah. We then go back here. This is going to be the medical side. This is, I guess, my compartment. But we have a med vault, which is usually stocked with nothing since we really wait for a bus, an ambulance. But in the case that there's no ambulance in service and or ALS, we keep that stocked along with our Life Pack 30 or 35s, our Lucas device all the way back there, and our EMS bag. We have a go bag in the truck, if I'm not mistaken, which is just like a grab and go pretty much, and more gloves. And here's a can for any firefighter to take. Just since dry rig, you do that. We need to be able to put out fire efficiently. So, yep. That's all of the compartments on truck 56. Now we're going to go ahead and get the ladder set up, and we're going to do a quick ladder demo for y'all. So, yeah. So I'm on top of our 105-foot ladder here on truck 56. This serves many purposes, from getting cats stuck out of trees to being used on multi-story commercial structure fires, as we did yesterday. And it gets put to use very often. And can also be used for repelling purposes. Say we have somebody stuck in a place that we can't get them, we can actually tie off to this red part right here, and we can rappel down and drop. But one of the main features or main safety features of this is our ladder belt. So if you look at my bunker pants, you can see this big old hook. That big old hook is clipped in to the ladder and it doesn't move. And in case I fall, it just catches me and I'm safe. That's why we require all units to be wearing bunker pants, because the belt is just important and it's attached to your bunker pants. So, yeah, ladder 5'6", 105 footer.
This was Fleet Friday with Ladder 56.